Hello, and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indie PopCon, Gen Con, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
My least favorite ASMR sound is when people chew their food in the microphone. It makes me want to kill someone.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Or like smack their lips really loud and stuff. That's why I hate listening to people chew gum.
You know what's better? Is listening back to everything you just said that was just recorded.
Being the is it recorded? Sweet.
I started it while you were talking.
The people after 7 years, the people need to know the real Don.
The real Don?
Who hates people who do ASMR in the microphone while chewing cheese.
Specifically cheese.
I know.
Well, yes,
soft.
specifically
Like
cheese.
Maybe. Something crunchy.
If it was like cookies, it'd probably make me want to go and get cookies. I don't want to play Pokemon.
Yes, you do. But you're not going to. I mean, I know this is a gaming podcast, but playing Pokemon Go on a podcast
But I want
like
a game
waste.
while we're podcasting.
We are going to game. We have guests, Donald.
What? What? Hello, everybody, and welcome to PopCon Fort Wayne. I apologize for the sensitive microphone. I'll try and help diffuse the P's and the S's and the T's and the pops. Welcome to PopCon Fort Wayne. We are the Established Facts. We are a general gaming podcast. For those of you who are standing in this hall looking at me like, who is this very loud man who has a microphone which makes him much, much louder? I am your host, Big Don. And down on the opposite end of the stage...
All the way down here.
That's right.
This is Josh.
That's right. And we have a couple of new friends that we met here at PopCon Fort Wayne, and I would like them to go ahead and introduce themselves. So in the tradition of gentlemanliness, sir, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself first, that'd be great.
Yes, finally. My name is Justin Purvis, and I am getting the hard P's as well. I am the owner of Purvis Games and the creator, along with my lovely wife, of the world's greatest movie trivia card game ever, Movie Buff.
And speaking of your lovely wife,
yes,
I believe she happens to be at the table with us as well.
She does.
Josh.
Huh? What?
Secretly, we've replaced my wife with Josh. Let's see if I notice.
The part of lovely wife of Justin will be played by Josh Demery.
I understand this is improv, but I don't cross that line very well.
That's true.
He's so pretty. So I would like to say hello to everyone. Not Indie PopCon, Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it's I'm telling you.
PopCon Fort Wayne.
PopCon
Put
Fort
on
Wayne.
by the creators
Same company.
and generators of Indie
And it's
PopCon
awesome.
in all of its awesomeness.
Did you call them generators?
I don't know.
Okay.
The
I do.
generators of awesome poppin'. PopCon.
Yes. Thank you all so much for having us on tonight. We are super excited to share Movie Buff as well as all of the games we have at PurvisGames.com with all of you.
That's right. And while you're here, we're at the West Wall, right next to the CW and the Celebrity Authors. So come check us out, play our games, buy them all. Honey, continue. Just wanted to make that.
You said West Wall?
Yeah, that's our booth number, West Wall.
The West
The West
a very
Wall.
different image pop into my head for
Yeah.
West Wall.
This is Aaron Sorkin's The West Wall.
He just threw a movie trick in there at us, didn't he?
What's that?
Didn't he? Did you just make up a movie name?
No, the West Wing.
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin's West Wing.
West Wing. Yeah, no, I got that. So
With
you
Martin
did make
Sheen.
up the other side.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just making sure.
that's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I see what you got going.
Yeah.
Yay for awkward silence. Continue on.
That's right. Dead air. Dead air.
That's it.
Excuse me while I chew my cheese.
Stop it. So, I would like to thank Purvis Games for being on our podcast.
It's our complete pleasure. We are so happy to help you guys and be a part of this.
One thing I would like to do before we kind of get into checking out Movie Buff which is the game that you guys designed, I would like you to kind of let our audience know a little bit more about your background. Where did your inspiration for putting games together? You also sell games for other companies that produce games and things like that.
Yep.
Give us a little bit of inside behind the scenes of what Purvis Games is all about and why we should really kind of seek you guys out and look at some of the stuff that you have.
Sure. Okay. Well, it all started. Movie Buff was a game that took me probably 15 years to make, from the original conception to the final product that we had out in 2015. And it was just based on this love of movies that I've always had. You know, those of us who love movies or whatever, like literature, music, you can quote it, you can talk about when it was made, who made it, lines from it, actors in it. You find yourself always just saying, that person was in another movie. I know this guy. Or you start, and so it was always this useless knowledge that was kind of trapped in my head. And so I'd always played the games like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, or the game that I believed I had actually made up called The Movie Game, which is a verbal game where you name an actor, I name a movie they're in, the next person names a different actor in that movie, and you keep going and going until somebody can't build it anymore, and you can't repeat any of the actors. And so we started to think about making it a card game. I wanted to turn it into something that anybody could play, but also allowed me to both show my movie prowess, but also help to spread how much I love movies. I can't get enough of it. Honestly, if I could just sit and watch movies all day and get paid for it, I would love to do it. I don't want to write critique on it. I just want to watch them and say, yeah, it's okay. I won't watch that again. I don't want to go into depth and say, well, it's quite a formulaic trope, but I don't need to do that. I just want to be like
fun.
I want to be a Nielsen family man and just be like, hey guys, I watched. I gave my $10 and they gave me $10 and I watched Infinity War.
There you go.
So that was what started the whole company. And as we spent about 2.5 years doing conventions fairly steadily, and while we were there, we were meeting other game designers who were in similar situations as us, because we had no idea what we were doing when we first got Movie Buff made. We did everything grassroots. We did a Kickstarter. We reached out to everybody we knew and said, hey, we're doing this. Anyone can help us. And people are like, I know a print house. I know an IP lawyer. I know a graphic designer. And so we literally just went, having no idea how to make a game, went in and did it, raised the money on Kickstarter, got it started. Then we started learning a lot of the things that we didn't do right and how we can do them better through trial and error. But we'd meet all of these creators at shows, and they would be in earlier stages than we were. And so we would tell them, we'd give them our expertise, limited expertise. And we just say, hey, this is a company we found that does a real good job of doing graphic design, or that does good print house or what have you. And in the hopes of helping them not have to go through the expensive lessons we did. And then we started talking about it, and we realized maybe we can offer these creators an opportunity to get more outreach, because they don't have time to go to the shows, and we do between 40 and 50 shows a year. And we wanted to just give them an opportunity to take these great games that we love and show them off to people. And so that's what founded Purvis Games, was creating this kind of almost co-op where these great creators can be partnered with us, and we're not doing like a standard publisher or distributor or so forth takes a fairly large chunk of the money because they're doing all the work, and we want to do it for less money.
Right.
So we're giving them a higher percentage of the MSRP in order to help them feel better about the fact that we're doing the best we can for them. And we just take their existing product that they don't have time to go out and sell, and we take it to local game shops, and we take it to cons, and we have it on our website. We have links to their websites, and we tell them, I don't care if you buy it from me or you buy it from them. Just buy it, because this game is amazing.
Right.
Because everybody wins. If we help raise each other up, everybody wins.
So now, on the creative process of Purvis Games and kind of what was the idea in the original versus what it has turned into now that you have done it, Corey, I'd like to ask, what are some of the things that you have been challenged with? What are some of the things that you've had to kind of shore up and deal with head on versus things that were difficulties that you thought were going to be big deals, but then ended up being very small issues. And then kind of also explain kind of the other things, the ins and outs that people don't necessarily think of when it comes to getting into a business like this and getting into game design or marketing for other people, anything like that.
Sure. So when we started Purvis Games, prior to Purvis Games, when it was just Movie Buff, one of our biggest challenges was estimating an appropriate budget. We thought we had crossed all of our T's and dotted our I's with getting quotes from different graphic designers and print houses and what have you. And we didn't take into account the delays in timelines with shipping and just the production timeline. I mean, our first print was a domestic print, which, you and I had spoken earlier about. Hi.
Josh is sneaking pictures at the end of the table.
That's right.
I'm making goofy faces, and Corey's like, what's going on behind me?
Like, something's happening.
Live recording.
That's it.
Just things of that nature. The timeline had probably got pushed off at least 3 months longer than we had anticipated. So if I were to offer some words of advice, take whatever timeline you believe you have, add at least 50% more. That's probably a more realistic timeline of when your product will actually come in. If you are producing overseas, I want you to add 75% longer.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Due to all of the multitudes of holidays that are celebrated overseas and issues being held up in port, that's... just so you're not setting yourself up for disappointment.
Right.
Seriously, what's up with St. Crispin's Day? I mean, who
Right.
celebrates that?
Right.
The British.
Anyway, thanks, Justin.
Well, you bring up a really good point. There are several games that I know of that are manufactured and produced overseas, such as China. China is a really popular place to have games manufactured and produced because it's a little bit cheaper than it might be domestically sometimes to get things done, unless you're able to do it in-house, which a lot of bigger companies are able to do that kind of stuff in-house. Smaller companies, not as easy. But I do know, there were several times when my friend Alan and I, when we were working on a couple board games together, a couple of different things, we would be in communication with a couple of different manufacturers there, and they'd say, well, hey, make sure you get your order in by this time, because after this time, they're celebrating Chinese New Year, and that's like 2 weeks or something like that, or a week off, that no one works, and I mean, it's just a party I don't know if it's a party, but I mean, it's a celebration that they take a massive amount of time off compared to what we might do. I mean, even for us, I think probably our biggest hitting holiday is the one we just had with Christmas and stuff like that. Unless you're going to a gas station or Walgreens, everything pretty much is closed on Christmas, or a movie theater. And so that's probably the closest thing that we have to having kind of like a nationwide shutdown for a day, but that's literally a day, maybe two, depending on what you're doing.
Right.
But for the most part, a lot of times we don't understand why we have to adjust that time frame for something else going, or even if we understand why, it's not something that we foresee happening at first.
Right, exactly. And our urgency is not everyone else's urgency. So when you're dealing with these factories and they are, they're producing your game and they're excited to produce it, recognize that they're also producing hundreds of other games as well.
Right.
And just because you want yours now,
you got to be put in a queue, and once it's available to go, it's available to go.
Right.
Yeah, and the one thing we have learned, though, is the only way you can make them understand that and work harder is give them more money.
Yeah.
You can easily say to them, yeah, here's $50,000 more, push you to the front of the line, and they're like, yep.
Done.
It happens. Yeah, for sure. So that was a challenge. Some other challenges that I thought were going to be big deals that really didn't turn out to be huge deals.
Working with family.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand that.
For sure. Actually, Justin and I work really, really well together. And, when we first started out, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to work with him all the time.
Right.
I mean, I see him all the time. But it's been great. And, for those of you who are not aware, Justin's visually impaired. So when people were working in the conventions, he might not see someone come up to the booth, and I might tap him on the inside of his shoulder or his elbow rather, and just a little cue of, oh, someone's at the table, and it's nice. I don't know, yeah.
she's very subtle too, because she'll like tap me and she'll like table, and I'm like, okay, we have 6 tables. I need a little bit more specificity.
The other one.
But I was laying under this one, so obviously it's not this table. So perfect.
So not that one. No, that one. No, not that one. The other one.
Not the sleeping table. We've got there's my eating table and there's my video game table. I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a chance to hear about some of the inspiration for Movie Buff, some of the things that were challenges that you were able to overcome, which is awesome. Now, this is from what...
Are you doing this all impromptu, or are these questions you ask people whenever you have them on the show?
So some of these questions are impromptu. Some of them are from doing podcasting for 7 years.
Yeah, because you're doing an excellent job. I just want you to know that. I was like, these are well thought out questions.
Thank you.
Because if it was me, I'd be like, hey...
why red and white on the back?
Yeah, man, what's up with that? So
there's a reason I put him on that end, so he can handle this.
So you'd be like, have you always been a ginger? What's going on? Carpet and drapes? What? Family show.
So what's your favorite Jolly Rancher?
That's it.
Yeah, it's always green apple. I don't know what. There's no other flavors. It'd be like me trying to DM. I always thought I'd be a good DM. I tried it once. I was like, no, I don't have. I don't have the story. I'm a barbarian. Just let me hack and slash. Let's do this thing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is great because we have a DM who loves to DM.
That's great.
And I just got Corey into playing D&D. She loves it as well, so I'm very excited. So, but yeah, it's just so much nicer to have someone who loves telling the stories. Because I was talking to him about my backstory, and then he was like, "Ooh, yeah, okay, you were captured, and then you went on a 3-day boat ride. I'm a dwarf. 3-day boat ride in an underground lake, and now you don't know where your family is or your home." I was like, "Whoa, dude, did you just?" I was like, what? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I was like, dude, that's amazing. So that's you. You're my new DM. Perfect.
Well, not a problem.
Donald?
I have no problem.
I think he effectively jumped onto a side mission way better than anything we could have done.
That was pretty fantastic.
It was great.
It was pretty fantastic. Well, it's funny. So you bring up kind of the inspiration of gaming, like how you can get somebody hooked into a game, or how you can get somebody roped into trying something new. And one thing that can be very difficult at times, from my experience, is getting people interested in what you're working on. Because all they're interested in is whatever they're working on or whatever they're doing in their life. So in general, I know for Josh and I, we're always looking for fun games that are things that are out of the ordinary, which was absolutely this game when we talked to you about it on Friday when we were here doing setup, and we got a chance to kind of pull ourselves aside from setting our own table up, and not only did we get a chance to talk about Movie Buff, but I think we kind of hit it off pretty well. I walked out and I was like, I really like those people. Aww. They're our kind of people. So
yeah, we feel the same way.
So what
about yourselves or us?
No, definitely about
we're really
myself.
nice people.
Thank you.
I like our people.
Ditto.
One thing I would like to know is when it comes to this is your third print run of Movie Buff.
Yeah.
But I do know from experience that the game that you end up with is not usually the game that you start with. Mm-hmm. So walk me through a little bit of the process that you had to go through in order to find what is now the game that you have for Movie Buff.
Sure. Okay. The design, it had a different name in the very beginning, an absolutely different name. But as far as the gameplay mechanics and the kind of
the strategy
artwork,
games or the strategy cards changed.
That's true. Yeah.
The base
elements
game
of
itself
them
with
remain
the
the
trivia
same, yeah.
remain the same.
Yeah,
But
the trivia side,
tweaked the strategy part of it for a better flow. However, the graphics for Onset,
Yeah.
I mean,
the graphics for Onset I just ripped right off the internet because I needed a prototype.
That's funny.
That's all that was.
That's great.
I actually, when we did the Kickstarter, one dude, I don't even remember if he actually pledged, but he's like, so I'm going to pledge $25,000 for stock photos? And I was like, oh, Jesus, you're one of the... Okay. So I was like, no, this artwork will change. I just have this so you can see how the gameplay is.
Right.
I don't have... This was 2014, so this was before computers, guys.
Right.
This is way before computers.
Way before computers.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a Scrivener, and he created massive scrolls of moving pictures.
He used a compass.
Yeah, we used we used Bunraku for Japanese flame and shadow puppetry. It was amazing. And then I hunted that guy down for sport. It was great. But like Corey was saying, the trivia cards have basically always been the same, and we toyed with the idea of adding some different ones that will actually be coming out in 2019. In a section, in the little thing we're calling the bonus features.
Nice.
Which is going to add a couple new trivia cards that you can jump from, which will include directors, iconic landmarks, and featured songs. Because music gets used a lot over and over again.
Yeah.
Like how many movies can you link with the song "Love Me Like You Do"? Only one, and that movie should be burned to the ground. But outside of that, the artistry changed a lot.
it really did.
And the like she said, the strategy cards changed to make it an more even flow.
Yeah, and I think what we can largely attribute to the end product today is our graphic designer. I mean, he had come to us with 5 different designs. He was completely invested.
Based solely on my description of the game to him.
Right.
Like I sat on the
Absolutely.
phone with him and said, "This is the game." Then he came back and he's like, "I love this. Here's 5 different ways we can do it."
fantastic.
It was
And they
amazing.
were all
awesome.
They were all amazing. It was so hard to
gorgeous.
choose from.
They really, really were. It came down to we were down to 2 different 2 runner-ups or 2 contenders rather, and we ultimately chose one that we thought was more appealing,
More mass market appeal.
Exactly.
Be honest, they fought to the death.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
It did take me a while to let go of my choice. My choice is not. This was my second choice. What do we currently have? The one I had was all regal, and it had pathos and logos. You know, the comedy and tragedy mask. I was like, yeah,
like silent movie style.
No, like thespian. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, like the
Okay.
comedy
Yeah,
and tragedy mask.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
I was
So
like,
these-
this is it. This is nice. This is like the Oscars. And then Corey was like, this kind of snobby. And I'm like,
No,
Well, I
think what I
am.
said
Damn,
was
shoot.
that not everyone is going. It's not going to speak to everyone.
no, and agree. You're absolutely right.
And it,
and you
everyone
said that
can
in
kind
the
of relate
words that's
with,
kinda
with
snobby.
the popcorn. And did I say it's snobby?
You totally did.
I did.
But
That's so funny.
no, she was absolutely right, though. The popcorn has such a mass market appeal because it's what goes better with movies, popcorn. That's
Right.
it. Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, just looking, I'm looking at the back of the card and the box, and what I really love about it is very, first of all, using red with the white. In general, just the colors are going to catch your eye, and it's very cool as far as being able to look at the cards and you see that it's a box of popcorn. I know he's headbutting our microphones now.
Accidentally.
So just so you know, we've been teaching our 4-year-old that no one wins in a headbutt.
That's it. That's it. No one wins in a
No one
headbutt.
wins
one?
in a headbutt. Nobody.
Samoans.
Think about it.
I was going to say Samoans or
If you-
Scots.
I was going to say that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Roddy
There you go,
Piper
okay.
and
Versus
Yokozuna.
The Rock.
yeah.
It would just be battle to. It's
yeah,
a,
battle of headbutts.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so I would like to learn how to play Movie Buff.
Sure, absolutely. All right, so it's very easy to learn, and people love to play it. So it's very simple. Like we said, this is the world's greatest movie trivia card game ever. You get 10 cards dealt out to you randomly from the deck. There's 2 types of cards in the deck, and we've kind of talked about that already. You have your trivia cards, and then you have strategy cards. So when you start playing, you can choose any card to begin the game, but traditionally you'll start with the movie card because, as you'll find out in a second, movie cards are harder to get rid of than the rest. So you lay down your movie card. You would then name a movie. So Don, go ahead, name any movie you want to.
The Christmas Story.
Okay, A Christmas Story. Great. All right, so now Josh is next, and he's got an actor card. So he lays it down. He names any one of the actors who's in A Christmas Story. And he says, dead air, dead air.
I'm just going to say Billy, because I don't know.
All right.
I don't know the names of the actors in that movie.
Peter Billingsley.
Peter Billingsley. See?
You were very close.
It was short for Billy.
For Peter Billingsley. Yes.
Peter Billingsley. That sounds right.
All right.
Peter
so then
Billingsley.
Corey's next, and she's got the roll card. So she lays that down. She names the name of any one of the characters from A Christmas Story.
Sure.
Any character.
Flick.
Yeah. Okay, then I come next, and I've got a quote card. And I lay it down, and I give any line of dialogue spoken by anybody in the movie. So it could be like, oh, fudge. Only I didn't say fudge. And so when you get all four pieces, movie, actor, role, and quote, and the whole thing is, with the quote, it doesn't matter how big it is. Like, it could be as simple as... Like, there's the part in Christmas Story when Santa Claus is telling him, like, hey, how about a football? Football, yeah. No, you shoot your eye out, kid. Then he's like, ho, 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 as he kicks him down the slide.
Yep.
So you could do that. It's iconic from that movie. Or you could just do, like, any Keanu Reeves movie. You could just be like, whoa. Whoa. Totally counts as a line in any Keanu Reeves movie. So it could be that simple. But you can't, like, I give everybody one pass when they're like, hi. Okay, somebody said hi in the movie. I'll let you have that. But you're a little more specific than that. So when you get all four pieces, movie, actor, role, and quote, connected to one film, you've completed the take. So now we got to jump to a new movie. So we start thinking about the actors, and this is going to be a tough one, but I know, Don, you're going to do this. All of the actors who were in Christmas Story have done other movies. So comes to you. You happen to have another movie card. You lay it down, and you're going to name any movie that any one of those actors was also in.
I'm thinking of one.
It's another Christmas classic.
It is.
About a fish out of water. It's a buddy story.
About a fish out of...
Yeah, it's a fish out of water tale.
Oh, okay.
It's a buddy comedy about a boy trying to find his father.
Falls in love with a songbird.
Falls in love with a songbird. He has a vicious sweet tooth.
Yes.
He discovers the world's greatest coffee in New York City.
I've got nothing.
Congratulations.
You finally did it. You sit on a throne of lies. It's Elf.
Oh, Elf. Elf.
Hey.
Hey, Elf. Elf is what I was thinking
Because Peter Billingsley is one of the elves
In Elf.
in Elf. Because he's best friends with Jon Favreau and with Will Ferrell.
Donald, you do understand we're going to totally lose this, right?
No, you're going to be amazing. All right, so now we're in the movie Elf. So it comes to Josh, and he's got a quote card because there's no order to how you play a card. Give me any line of dialogue from Elf.
Santa!
Yep. All right, so
know that guy.
It goes to... You're not Santa. I'm standing here in front of my father. All right, so Corey's got an actor card. So she lays it down, and she names any one of the actors who's in Elf.
So I would say James Caan.
James Caan. And then it comes to me, and I've got another actor card because every movie made's got multiple actors, roles, and quotes in it. So in our game, you can play multiples of the actor, role, and quote cards. We could literally be in one movie for the entire game if we know it well enough and we have the right cards. So I name Zoe Deschanel, and we keep going till one of us gets rid of our cards. First person to do that wins. And then whenever you get stuck, we switch over to strategy cards. Reverse angles, just like reverse in Uno, so it changes the direction of gameplay. Your Take 5 card is going to let you, just like on the movie set, Take 5. You play it, you skip your turn, and you get rid of a card, getting one step closer to winning the game. But if you're absolutely stuck and you want to just move on to something else, you can cut, stops the action, severs the link, wipes the slate clean, and then the next player starts it up again with their cards wherever they want to. And that's basically just how you play the game. You never play the same game twice, no matter how many times you play it. You never buy expansion packs because the cards don't get old. Every week new movies come out, and you add them. You've become the expansion pack. The game itself plays 2 to 16 players. So we're a quarter of the way to a full team right now.
Yeah.
So we need 12 more people to come. No, so that's it. That's the game. And we can jump right into it.
So I have one quick question,
Of course.
because I know that if I don't ask it, and my friend Alan buys this game, and he doesn't know the answer to this question, he's going to cry. Are these standard size cards?
They are, so he can sleeve them.
So green sleeves, Fantasy Flight green sleeves will work.
It's true. But why would you want to tarnish this beautiful back card I spent such quality money making?
That's why you get the clear ones.
That's right, baby.
That's it.
The other question I would have, if it's 2 to 16 in one box, what happens when you put 2 boxes together?
You can play with up to 32 people. Or again, we just randomly chose that because you deal out 10 cards. So I'm like, well, there's 160 cards in the deck, so 10 cards out to each person. That's 16 people can play the game. You can play with more. You just deal out less cards.
Oh.
But also sometimes when we're playing, when Corey and I are playing by ourselves, when we're at conventions and nothing else is going on, we'll like just randomly shuffle out 15, 20 cards. We don't even count to 10. It's just like, that's an even number. Let's go.
Yeah, counting's
There you
hard.
go.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean,
It's overrated.
having playtested the game probably several hundreds of times.
Yeah. But it still doesn't get old. We
Being
play
able
it.
to, I'm saying being able to change it up by, hey, let's add more cards or let's
Yeah.
do less cards is kind of nice.
Or
as
we'll
a variation.
even play it blind where, and we talked about this yesterday and earlier
Yeah.
today, where we don't even look at the cards.
You
We
just
just
flip
flip
it.
them over and deal with them, which makes it that much more fun when you're like, man, another movie card. I'm going to lose. That kind of stuff.
Corey's over here laughing at me because of the joke I made yesterday.
Which
You
is
made
what?
several jokes yesterday about my visual impairment, and I'm all right with that. That just means we're family already. That's
Yep.
the perfect thing.
Yep.
My family doesn't even do it. My family pities me, but in the best way possible, by giving me lots of money
Oh, that's
and leaving me alone.
a good form of pity.
Yeah, that's great.
They pity you with pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I
see
just
that-
depressed myself
see that
right there.
tear.
That was tough.
I see that tear
no,
rolling down your
seriously.
cheek.
That was a little bit like, that's too close to home, and I thought I was making a joke.
Oh, goodness.
You can hear like the Bruce Banner music as he's walking down the highway.
I know that's from that movie, but every time I hear that music, I think of when they did it on Family Guy and Stewie walks away. Anyways,
So, guys, what do you think? You wanna play?
yes.
Let's do it. Joshy, you want to start down there?
Sure.
Yeah, you go ahead and jump us out. So again, you want to start. So look at your cards, arrange them as you see fit, and you want to start with the movie card, typically, but you don't have to. You can throw caution to the wind and just start with an actor card because in that moment, it literally is every movie that actor's been in until we narrow it down with the other cards.
I got a movie card. I'm going to play Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Nice.
nice choice. Great cast. All
I was
right,
just thinking
friends
about
and
that. Oh, it's because
family.
we were listening to Harry Belafonte on
I've
the radio
got
this
an
morning.
actor card, so I'm going to name any actor in Beetlejuice. I'm going to say Michael Keaton.
All right, and I have an actor card, and I'm going to name the woman that I had such a massive crush on. Catherine O'Hara. No. Gina Davis. Gina Davis. I love Gina Davis. In that time, with all the movies she's made, so I love her. Gina Davis is my choice.
I'm going to play a quote card, and I'm going to say, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Nice. All right. So we're not even done. That's a great thing. We can stay in it. I always like to just do refreshers. So we've got the actor, we've got quotes.
We got the movie card.
And the movie card. So we need a roll to be done, but we don't have to be
Finish it.
done.
But you don't have to.
Right. Mm-hmm. I don't have to. It's just interesting. Okay.
Because sometimes you're in a movie and you just really like it. Anytime we're in Princess Bride, we're like, yes, let's do this for days. And then you have to play a card that kills it, and you're like, oh. Then all of us are out there on our own little roads. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, my sweet Wesley.
Just keep it under 7 seconds.
House of Cards. That's actually in the movie. It's funny. You should check it out. She was before her time.
I'm going to play another actor card. This time I'm going to do Alec Baldwin.
Nice.
I love that guy.
I, too, will do another actor card, and I will say Winona Ryder.
And I, too, will play another actor card, and I'm going to say Jeffrey Jones, who I had a crush on in that. Because he is a weirdo. I love him. I'd like to meet him one day.
Trying to remember, because I
Is it
have an
because you share a
idea.
wardrobe?
I have an idea for this game. It's a rule that you and I talked about yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to remember what was on the TV when the ghosts walked by her parents' room. Because I have a movie card in my hand, and I was
Man.
thinking about playing. I want to say it was Jeopardy, though.
But that's
I don't-
not a movie.
It's not. Which is why I'm not going
Unless
to do
it's
it.
Double Jeopardy.
No,
That's technically
hey.
a movie. No,
That
for
was
the sake of the
definitely not
podcast, let's not do that.
I won't do that.
We'll come back
I
to
won't
it
do that.
later.
But I am going to play a roll card.
Yeah, and killing it. He's killing
I'm
it,
gonna
guys.
kill it. And I'm going to say Poltergeist.
You're going
Right.
to say,
Because that was Beetlejuice's role. He was the poltergeist.
oh, no, but you could also just say Beetlejuice.
Oh, I could say Beetlejuice.
yeah, or
That's
Lydia Dietz, or...
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nice.
No. You know what? Let me see. What is the name?
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of
Here he goes. He got it correct.
Catherine O'Hara's friend?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Otto.
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 Yes.
I love him. Glenn
Yes.
Shaddix. I
Yes.
love that actor. All right. So, Don has finished it, and Josh is taking us on a wild ride to another movie just a bit outside. Good night, Moon.
Just a minute. Did you just make a Major League reference?
I did.
Great. That's
I
great.
did. All right. So, we're going to jump to a new movie using your cards.
Well, I am going to have to go with.
Now, does this movie have to be associated with
It
anything?
does. It
Okay.
has to be connected to Beetlejuice using any one of the actors typically, but you can also connect via characters or quotes. So if there was another movie, like in Jurassic Park, she says, he's the guy's like clever girl right for the Velociraptors get her.
Right.
But there's also the exact same line in
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Oh, okay.
Right before he shoots his Sharon Stone is like, consider this a divorce.
Yeah.
So I was like, you could jump that way, but that's like higher level gameplay. Most people will jump via the actors to
Okay.
start.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump via roll.
All right.
Oh, of Beetlejuice?
Yes, Edward
Or no,
Scissorhands,
of
because they're directed by the same director.
But we can't do directors
Can't
yet
do
until we have the
director.
bonus features.
Oh.
down.
Yes, but
Oh.
Edward Scissorhands is
It's true. You're right. You
and
don't
we
need that.
can't-
You've got
we can't- he's
Winona
got
Ryder's
Winona
in
Ryder.
both.
Winona Ryder. Okay,
Yeah, Winona Ryder's in both, so you can totally do that.
Okay, great.
but that would be actor then.
Yeah, well, you don't have to do the act card. You can just jump to Edward Scissorhands and not even explain it. You just like, all right, movie
You can
card,
put the
Edward
roll card
Scissorhands.
down, and
Okay.
then you can say Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right, the roll card. So the roll card is down as Edward Scissorhands.
Alrighty.
All right.
I'm
Oh,
going
no.
to put the actor card down, and I'm going to say Anthony Michael Hall.
And I'm going to put the movie card down, and I'm going to say Edward Scissorhands. Edward Blungerhands. Kill me.
Oh,
That would be a
no.
totally different movie if he did.
I'm going to play a strategy card and take 5.
Yeah. Still one step closer to not having to do anything with the movie. So we have got what? We've got the role, we got the movie, we got an actor.
We need a quote
to be done, but again, we don't have to finish it. We just keep going in Edward Scissorhands.
Then I'll say an actor of Johnny Depp.
That's true. He's in it.
I would hope so.
I'm going to finish it with a quote, and I will say Avon Calling.
All right, so now I'm going to jump to a place and a thing. All right, so
That's a noun.
it's a all right, there's so many options here. I'm going to go to a movie, and I'm going to lay the movie card down, and I'm going to. There's so many choices. Got to keep it going. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm going to just say, because I just didn't want to have to jump from this movie. Trying to think of other movies she's been in.
You have Diane Weave.
Well, yeah, I should always get her confused with somebody else. Wait, she's in Lost Boys, right?
She's in Lost
All right,
Boys.
Lost Boys. There we go. Lost Boys, easy enough.
Okay. Lost Boys. I'm going to play an actor, and I'm going to say Corey Feldman.
That's true.
That is my favorite vampire movie, by the way.
It is a quite good vampire.
And cut.
Not please.
Oh, Josh has just cut a vampire.
Oh.
He's cut the Lost Boys.
So I'm going to be that girl.
So then we start.
Yeah,
gonna
so
start
Corey's going to start it brand new wherever she
Unrelated
wants to,
anything.
unrelated
Got
to anything. Could even go back to this stuff if she
can
wanted
go
to.
back. Will
Uh-oh.
it? Let's find out. I'm going to put my actor card down, and I'm going to say Corey Haim.
All right, Corey Haim. So now it's every Corey Haim movie. So I'm gonna keep up with the fun, and I'm gonna say Corey Feldman. So this movie has to have both Corey Haim
I can
and
think of
Corey
3
Feldman
movies.
in it.
I'm
That-
going to play a movie card, and I'm going to say The Lost Boys.
So there we go. We're back in the Lost Boys. Exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
Cut.
It has become apparent that Josh does not want Lost
He's
Boys
not
on this
pleased.
game
That's
or this
great.
podcast.
I am not. I cannot believe I'm admitting this on air, but I have not seen Lost
my
Boys.
gosh. Okay,
that's all right.
see it, it's
That's
worth
okay.
it.
As long as you're not then saying, I've seen Lost Boys, the tribe.
No, I've not
That's-
seen either
Is
one.
that the second one that they came
Struggle with bad vampire
Yes.
movies.
where Corey Haim is a vampire at the end of it or something
Yes.
like I've
Spoilers.
seen that one. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sorry. My bad.
So I'm going to
It's really
play.
bad.
I'm going to
It's-
start
yeah, it's not good.
anew,
So bad.
and I will play a quote card, and I will say
It's holy water. Just keep bringing it back to Lost Boys.
I will say,
How are your maggots, David? I mean, Michael.
Michael. I will say.
I know, right? We know the world is
Gosh,
your
like I
oyster.
could
It's so
go
hard to
anywhere now.
choose.
Let's say
Emily.
to infinity and beyond.
Oh, look at you. All right.
Now you're in Josh's arena.
Okay,
again.
there we go. Okay, so I've got another quote card, and I'm going to go, "Rawr! Did I scare you?"
I'm going to play an actor card, and I'm going to say Tim Allen.
Yes.
I'll play role of Buzz Lightyear.
There we go.
So we still need to name the movie, so that's
We
good.
do.
We can be in here all day. This is
I
awesome.
have a roll card, and I will say Bullseye.
Okay, so now we're in a specific one. Because Bullseye's not in the first one.
He's
Yes,
not.
he is.
No, Bullseye's not in the
Bullseye's
first
in
one.
second
We don't
and
see,
the
yeah,
third.
we don't
2 and
see
3.
we don't see Bullseye until 2 and 3.
No, folks.
Bullseye his
was in-
horse?
Yes, he was in the first one.
Technically, he might have been in the commercial
No.
on the TV
No,
in
no.
it.
He doesn't get Bullseye until the second one.
Well, then we are in the second one.
But we're not because I said, "Rawr! Did I scare you?"
Well,
So we have to be in the
Okay.
first one. So
All
just
right.
change the role, change it
so
up.
I will say Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
Nice. All right. So I've got another quote card. I'll be like, "I'm Woody. Howdy, 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 howdy."
Oh, my goodness. All right, I'm going to play another actor card, and I'm going to say Tom Hanks.
Quote, somebody poison the water hole.
Yeah.
Let me see. I've got a roll card, and I'm going to play Mr. Potato Head.
Tie back your angry eyes.
That's two.
I know it's two.
That's
I'm
two.
joking. All right, I have another quote card, and I'm going to say, "Mrs. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head."
And I'm going to play a movie card, and I'm going to say Toy Story.
Yeah,
there
we
we
had
go.
so
So
much
that finishes.
fun,
So
but
now
now
you
it's
get to jump.
done.
Dude, I'm going to jump with Tom Hanks.
Now, was Tom Hanks already used? He
We
was
did
already
name.
used.
We did say Tom Hanks, right, as an
Yeah,
actor in
as
it.
an actor, I did.
So,
I
but you
heard
just need
Tim
to.
Allen.
We did say Tim Allen.
I said Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
So now, but you just think about any other Tom Hanks movie and name an actor that's in there, and let us figure the rest of it out. Like you could say
Fred
Dave-
Savage.
Fred Savage. There you go.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Fred
Tom Hanks and Fred
Savage.
Savage.
Fred Savage.
That's right.
Help me, Justin.
I'm working on it myself. It's not. It's
okay,
not.
let's see where this goes. I'm going to play my reverse angle card.
There we
Let's
go.
See where it
Let's
goes.
find out. Tom Hanks and Fred Savage. Dun,
Sorry,
dun,
I'm trying to think of the actress.
Is she a redhead? Did she play Wilma Flintstone?
Was it the same actress that was in Splash also in Big?
No.
Am I
No.
Are
getting
you
wrong?
talking
Okay.
about
Daryl Hannah?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh,
But she's
my gosh.
pretty.
Oh, is Fred Savage
very
in
much
Splash?
No.
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 He's not in Big.
No, but that's the thing I was trying to.
He's not in Big.
He's
No,
not
it's
in
not
Big.
a
Oh.
It's not.
The kid who he grows up into? That's not Fred Savage.
No, it's the guy from That Thing You Do. The
Tom
drummer.
Everett Scott?
No,
The drummer.
it's not. You're both incorrect.
Who's the kid? I didn't mean to. That's because.
No, I'm not.
It's not big.
It's not
no,
Tom
it
Everett
is
Scott.
big. Who's the
Fred
kid?
Savage. It's not Fred Savage.
Then I got the wrong actor. Down.
You said a biscuit, a
Okay,
Triscuit.
so this brings up a good point. What do you do if you fudge a little bit? So what happens is he would pick
you
up
flip the
that
table.
actor card.
And say, this game is stupid, like my father does. This game is stupid.
He'd pick up the actor card and he would draw one card, and his turn would be over.
That's right.
Oh,
if you're just
okay.
unable to play a card. Now, there's also a challenge aspect built in here. If you're just like, no, I guarantee you there's no movie out there that has Fred Savage and Tom Hanks in it. Then we go and we find out that it's, that's the case.
Gotcha.
Then the person who's wrong has to take back that card and then draw 2 cards for
Gotcha.
being wrong. But if you're wrong and you challenge, you also have to take cards. Just be like, you're wrong, sucker.
do I think-
Mama's right.
So then now it comes back to the Donald.
So come back to me.
Oh, yeah, because we reverse angled it, so it's back to you.
Cool.
I think we're looking at our last card right
I'm
there.
going to play a
about to
movie.
win.
I've got 2 cards. I'm
you
going
got
to
2
play a
cards.
movie card, and I'm going to say Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. So I have a roll card, and I'm going to say Forrest Gump.
And I also have a roll card, and it is my last roll.
Boo.
Last card. Sorry, folks. And I'm going to say Bubba.
Bubba. There it is.
And that's Movie
Yay.
Buff. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We have a winner. Of course, the creator did. I feel like it's rigged. Not really.
Russian
Just
hacking.
bad.
Russian hacking.
Russian hacking.
Well,
Demand a recount.
Justin and Corey, first of all, it's a really fun game.
Thank you very
you.
much.
You're very welcome. Where can we find a copy of this game? How can we get a hold of it?
Okay. Well, if you're here at the con, either today or tomorrow, you can come check us out at Aaron Sorkin's The West Wall, right between the CW and the Celebrity Authors. But if not, you can check us out on PurvisGames.com or on Facebook at Purvis Games. That's pretty simple. Or
What's that-
Instagram and Twitter. Purvis
What's that
Games.
website? It's P-U-R-V-I-S, right?
My last name, P-U-R-V-I-S, games.com.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
guys
much
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Hey, you are very, 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 very welcome. I'm going to say that I don't know. Now, this is for Corey and Justin. This is something that we do at the end of almost every episode. We establish a fact. Normally, it's from some sort of quote during the actual podcast. I'm going to say that in episode 175, which is our Fort Wayne PopCon podcast, we have established
Did I scare you? That's a fact. That's a fact.
That is a fact, my friend. Well, we want to thank you, Purvis Games, Justin and Corey. Thank you so much for your game, for your contribution to the convention, for your process of just helping other indie gamers out for what you guys have done. And thank you for joining us on the podcast. I had tons of fun. You guys are awesome people. Like I said, you're definitely our kind of people. So we are excited to see what comes next for you guys.
Thank you.
you.
We,
Very
we, yeah, we
welcome.
feel the exact same way about you guys.
Good. Thank you very much. All right.
I get to correct myself because you're correct. I was wrong on the Tom Hanks Fred Savage.
Yeah, we knew that.
It's Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage that did vice
Judge
versa.
Reinhold.
Oh,
You know,
vice
yeah.
versa.
Story
Yes.
is big.
That's
Yes.
right.
And 17 again, and like Father, like Son, and Freaky Friday, and Freaky Friday,
And Freaky Friday.
and Freaky Friday,
Friday.
and Freaky Friday the 13th, where Jason switches with all the campers. That would be amazing. I'd like to see that one. I would see
great.
Jason is all of the campers, and all of the campers are in Jason's body. That'd be
That's
amazing.
great. That's
It's like Sybil, the Sybil slaughter of Sybil.
There you go. Well, we want to thank you all for listening to our podcast. Thank you so much for coming to Indie PopCon, or I'm sorry, PopCon Fort Wayne.
We've all done it. We've all done
Sorry,
it.
Fort Wayne.
Sorry.
PopCon Fort
I
Wayne.
messed cheese. Thank you so much. We love you guys. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you. And we will check you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus.